Hey yo, this is Little Camp Jetski here, and today we have the best finishing badges in NBA 2K20. Now, I'm not going to do a list of what in order of what the best badges are because a lot of these are situational. But at first, I'm going to go through the most 4 important badges for finishing on NBA 2K20. So let's go ahead and start with consistent finisher. Now, consistent finisher is basically the opposite of pro touch. It helps reduces the penalty for poorly released layups. And if you're anything like me, I never agree my layups, especially with having the shot meter off. This is an extremely important badge to have when you are finishing in NBA 2K20 because it basically activates every single time you don't get a perfect release on a layup. And I'll be honest, I don't remember the last time I got a fucking perfect release on a layup just because I had my shot meter off and I never paid attention to it. And who really tries their hardest to get a perfect timing on a layup? Like, it's going to go in either way. So that is the consistent finisher badge. Next, we have contact finisher. This is an extremely important badge to have for doing layups and dunks in traffic. Basically, anytime you play in a park, anytime you play in my career, if there's a guy at the rim and he's trying to block you and you're trying to get a dunk or a layup and he gives you a little bit of contact, this badge will activate and it will help you finish and get those points. Without this badge, you can't do shit when someone's bumping you and in the paint. This is a very important badge to have if you're trying to finish at the rim, doing contact finishes, and people are trying to block you. The next badge is Giant Slayer. This badge is extremely important to have if you are anything that's not a center, because if you're center, most likely you're not going to have to deal with people who are bigger than you. But if you're a guard or a small forward or even a power forward, Giant Slayer is a must-have badge because it allows you to get layups over taller defenders in my career and in the park. Without this badge, you're not going to be able to hit any of those layouts if someone's bigger than you. So it's very important to have. And the last badge that's extremely important to have out of these 4 is Slithery Finisher. This helps you basically get to the rim and allows you to avoid having contact when attacking the rim. Now, it's sort of the opposite of contact finisher, which you're able to convert more contact layups and dunks, but this also helps you from having to avoid contact when attacking the rim. And this is extremely important to have because, yes, you have the contact finisher badge, but sometimes, there's going to be 3 or 4 people there. Usually, if there's 3 or 4 people there, you're not going to, make the basket. But if there's 2 people there, at least, it's going to help you to avoid contact with those guys and just get a layup that's going to allow you to score in your best possible scenario, and dunks as well too. This helps with that as well. So consistent finisher, contact finisher, Giant Slayer, and Slithery Finisher are the most important badges for finishing to have in 2K. Now, there's some other badges that are very important too. We'll go ahead and talk about those. For example, if you are a big, let's go ahead and just erase all these so I can just talk about them. If you're a big, back down punisher is extremely important. It allows you to back down your opponent whenever you're in the paint. That's extremely important to have if you're a big and like to do back downs a lot. Also, if you're a big, deep hooks is very important if you like to do hooks in the paint. Acrobat allows you to make layups at a high degree of difficulty, which is actually really nice to have if, your guy is trying to get a score with 2 or 3 people on him. They can do a crazy layup and get that basket. But not as important as Slithery Finisher, in my opinion. And Lob City Finisher is extremely important if you can do lobs. If you can do lobs, you should definitely have this badge because this will allow you to complete, lobs like 7 times out of 10. Like, if you don't have this badge and you're trying to do a fucking alley-oop, it's not going to work, I'll be honest. And if you are good at that layup timing, Pro Touch is a really good badge to have if you have good layup timing. If you don't get this badge. Putback Boss, another really good badge to have if you're big and you get a lot of boards. If you get a board, this badge activates when you go to shoot immediately, and it basically allows you to have a way better shot of making that putback. And last, another good badge to have would be Relentless Finisher. If you have extra badges elsewhere and you do a lot of finishing at the rim of contact, this is basically like a duo of contact finisher. If you have this, it's going to basically reduce your fatigue less and less by finishing at the rim of contact dunks. but honestly, it's not a necessity. It's not as important as Consistent Finisher, Contact Finisher, Giant Slayer, or Slithery Finisher. Those are the 4 most important badges in NBA 2K20. The rest of these are just sort of add-ons if you have extra badges elsewhere. So thank you guys for watching the video. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, subscribe.